Hello everyone. Today we're going to be working with factoring polynomials. So to start, let's look at what a polynomial is. Let's look at this number 1. It says x squared plus 3x minus 10. This is a polynomial because it follows this ax squared plus bx plus c form, where the a in this instance is a 1, the b is a plus 3, and the c is a negative 10. Let me write those out real quick. So we have a is a 1, b is a 3, and c equals negative 10. You can see them right there. So what we're going to do by factoring is to put it in a form like this. We want to fill in these spots right here with numbers. So to do that, we're going to use our diamond method. So when we do this, we want to put the c value on top and the b value on the bottom of the diamond. So our c value, right here, I'm going to put a c right there, that goes on top, and our b value, that goes on the bottom. All right. So now we have that set up. Our steps, if you really want to look at them, are going to be these right here. We're going to set up our diamond, we're going to write down the factors, we're going to choose which ones are the correct ones, and then we're going to write it in the proper form. So right now we're on step number 2, we're going to find the factors. So if I find the factors of this, starting with the 10, that'd be 10 and 1, 5 and 2, and that's it, that's all my factors. I don't have any other factors of 10. So which ones have a difference of 3? That would be the 5 and the 2. But I have a negative 10 up top, so one of these two numbers, the 5 or the 2, has to be negative. The way you choose is follow the bottom. If the bottom's positive, the big one is positive. 5 is the big one, so that remains positive. The 2 has to be negative. Next, we have to write it in the proper form. So we put a plus 5 here and a minus 2 there. Things to remember when you do the factors, always put the bigger one on the left. It makes it easier later on in our future lessons. So let's do another example right here. I'm going to erase these values. Okay, let's look at r squared minus 4r minus 12. Remember, the 12, the last number, the c goes on top, the minus 4 goes on the bottom. Negative 12 minus 4. List our factors of 12. You have 12 and 1. You have 6 and 2, and you have 4 and 3. So which has a difference of 4? Well, that's 6 and 2. And notice there's a negative down here, so that means the larger one has to follow it. So negative 6. So does negative 6 times 2 equal negative 12? Yes, it does. So that's our answer. So we have to write it in the correct form. So we write r minus 6, r plus 2. And lastly, we have x squared minus 21x plus 98. So let me write those in our little diamond. So remember the last value, the c goes on top, the b goes on bottom. B in this example is negative 21. So let's list our factors of 98. This is a big one. So 98 times 1, that's the most obvious. Then we have 49 times 2. And we also have 14 times 7. Those all multiply to 98. So let's write down the one that's a difference of 21. 14 and 7, if you add them together, is 21. So I'm going to write those down. The bottom always has to follow the larger term, so we're going to make that 14 a negative. The larger term always have to follow the same sign as the bottom. And does negative 14 times 7 equal 98? Well, it equals negative 98, so that means to get positive 98, we have to have that negative 7 be there. So our solution, our factored form would be x minus 14, x minus 7. And that's all there is for factoring polynomials.